And I wanted you to be able to serve in the military too, and not have them give you a hard time. So you wouldn't have to go to Congress and get 50 signatures, get 15,000 signatures on a piece of paper saying, please take this guy in, So we wanted to make it easier for our kids and for you.
So if you decide tomorrow to go and join the US Army, he's already answered all the questions and done the paperwork for you.
That's right.
He's made it much easier for you, so that part is cleared. Is that all your question, Manav? Mm-hmm. Okay. Who would like to go next? Okay, go ahead, Amitoj.
Captain Kalsi, with your experience, could you tell us how to overcome racial discriminations against Sikhs in America? And what kind of racial discriminations did you face?
That's a strong question.
Good, strong question from a young kid. We live in a world after 9/11 where things have changed. Loki sanu dekhde te pata nahi chalda unna nu ki assi kaun hai, Judah dekhde, you've got a great Judah. My Judah is actually pretty big too. And I'm proud of it, and be proud of your Judah, I remember growing up, my friends would say, oh, your Judah is so big. My Sirdar friends would say, your Judah is so big, and I'd say, yeah, it's big, it's like my brain, so just be proud and, work hard, serve your community. You may face racial discrimination, but people will find different reasons to discriminate against anything. If you drive a nice car, people will say, oh, he drives a nice car, and they'll start disliking people that drive nice cars, or so don't worry about what other people think. Work hard, do the best you can, be smart, and be help people, and you won't even have to worry about what anybody else thinks.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And who would like to go next? Okay, Jyot, go ahead. What's your question?
Sat Shri Akal, Captain Kalsi. My name is Jyot Singh. I have a question for you.
How are you?
I'm good. When you joined the army, did people give you dirty looks because you wore a pagadi, or did they respect you?
That's a really good question. When I joined the army, actually, people gave me the thumbs up. I'd go on to the army post, the bases, and when I was on active duty, people would look at me. You could feel everybody staring at you, but it was not in a bad way, and a lot of people gave me smiles, a lot of people gave me the thumbs up, and it was just, whenever I was on active duty, it was never an issue with the servicemen and the colleagues that I worked with. They had questions, and that's fine. People are allowed to have questions. The people have questions like, how do you wear a helmet? And I've done tactical training and other training with a helmet. I wear my patka, I have my big Judah, but I can still wear a helmet. It's not been a problem. And the other question they usually ask me is, well, how are you going to wear a gas mask? And again, through my training, I was able to wear a gas mask and have a good seal, even with my dadi. And lots of other militaries around the world also found the same thing. You can actually, people with beards can wear gas masks. So, but invariably, I've been received very well by people at the Army. One thing you'll find about the military is they're all very, very respectful. Even if they disagree with you, they're still very respectful, and that's it's one of the things I really like about the military.
Okay, there you go. Who would like to go next with their question? Go ahead, Gurvinder.
Sat Shri Akal, Captain Kalsi. My name is Gurvinder Singh, and I have a question for you. Why do people make you cut your hair and shave your beard when you join the Army?
Well, Gurvinder, they didn't make me cut my hair or beard. They asked me if I could in order to meet their uniform guidelines. What happens is the military has rules and regulations, and it also has guidelines or rules that say that, what do we do for people that have sort of religious requirements. So they have rules to address that also. So we approached the Army for an accommodation to wear my pug and my beard, and so that I wouldn't have to cut my hair. And they granted us the accommodation. So the Army has not really done anything new. We went through the rules, and we went through their policies, and we kind of did what they wanted us to do, was kind of put in for the accommodation. Actually, Colonel Seiko and Colonel G.B. Singh were the last Sardars that were, as far as I know, grandfathered in maybe 20 years ago into the military. So, we haven't had any Sardars join since then, and that's why I'm hoping now that we've started bringing more Sardars in, myself and Captain Ratan, maybe you guys will also continue that and join the military as well.
Okay, did we answer your question?
Yeah.
Alrighty, and then we have one more question there.
सत श्री अकाल कैप्टन कल्सी मेरा नाम जपनीत कौर हैगा और मेरे को ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ my great grandfather he had served in World War II. So my grandma's dad, he was in World War II, and he had fought, and he was shot twice, but he survived. So I just had to mention that.
Thank you.
मैंने तो पूछना सीगा कि how do you think this has impacted your family? Like, has it changed anything? Like with you having younger children and everything, do you think this has changed anything? I mean, it's a question for both of you now, but has it really affected you guys?
Good question. Well, I know it's changed in the fact that we're going to be apart potentially for some periods of time, while I'm sent away for military service, and then I'll come back. And so in that respect, I've got two little babies, much younger than you guys. Maya's a little more than 2 years old, and Kabir is about a year. And so, being away from them any period of time, or my family, is hard, is really hard. And so, and my wife, being away from her, is hard too. When I joined, I didn't have I didn't have kids, and I wasn't married. So these things didn't really cross my mind. Right. But I'm still glad I did it. And there is